Alright, thought I'd make a video for my trip to the United States to see my family and all that. Yeah, I guess I keep thinking there has to be a period where there's nothing happening. There isn't growth. It's just another day. But I don't know. It just feels like every day there's something going on. Always something. Um, just yesterday had a bit of a breakdown again. Been having a few breakdowns actually. Um, just just how much I love her, and how much it just hurts to just continue loving. And yeah, it just hurts a lot sometimes. And it just becomes so extremely overwhelming, the feeling. So yeah, I just like prayed to God, just pray to whatever, just take everything I am, just take it all away. I know, I surrender, I give up. I just, I didn't, then there was a moment, yes, I did just beg for her, and it doesn't feel right now when I think about it. But yeah, there was moments where it just felt so overwhelming. So yesterday I made the final really connection. Of course, I knew she was mentally unwell in a lot of ways, going through a lot of tough stuff. But I don't know, I never accounted it for her. I really loved her with or without her problems. I just never really considered it. Of course, yes, she had problems. And of course, looking back, and what she did is pretty much spot on with what things she's going through. And in cases borderline, where you would actually just sabotage a good relationship with somebody. And yeah. But the end result is I was feeling pretty good, very good that day. And then I just started loving her even more, forgive her even more. My love just felt so intense. So intense. I had a breakdown again. I had a breakdown of how much I just loved her. How much I do love her. Not loved, love. It was so intense, the feeling I had. I was crying, so much, just energy, pulling my hair, everything you could think of, trying to put as much force into something to squeeze, all those things. I was just so frustrated. So frustrated to love someone so much and not have them in your life. It felt extremely unbearable. But of course, today I'm feeling great again, feeling really good. For the most part, the past few days have been no. There's other emotions that come up with her. The day before that, it was just intense. Why? It was, how do I say this? Like, she blocked me, and I was a very loving person to her. Yet her horrible exes that took so much of her energy from her, made her life miserable. She didn't block. That it made me so hurt, so much. Of course, I understand why she blocks me. Nothing really to do with me. More to do with herself and what she did to me. I know she feels horrible for what she did to me. And I know that's why she can't look at me in the face, can't talk to me, can't do any of that. But still, just the visceral, like, feeling I got, it was so intense. Like, that she blocked me out of all those people. All those people that hurt her so much, took so much of her energy, all of this. But she blocked me. Blocked me, who really only showed her love in one moment of anger and frustration. But yeah, it felt so bad to be treated that way. Yeah, but today I'm a lot better. And then today in the morning, I had this weird feeling in my stomach. It wasn't too strong or anything. Of course, it was related to her. I was trying to figure out what the emotion was. I couldn't really put a name on it. But I guess I felt like the feeling of missing out. Like missing out on her, missing out on spending time with her, missing out on, like, all the quality time we could have together, all this stuff. It was, I guess, that feeling I had. And yeah, it didn't necessarily make me feel, it just made me feel uncomfortable. It didn't necessarily make me feel sad or anything, but it made me feel uncomfortable. But yeah, today in general, it's been pretty good. On the walk, I just went with the dog. I felt pretty happy. Felt good. Felt nice. In general, feeling pretty good right now. It's really good. And of course, I got my trip. Very soon. And what's funny is, like, I've barely been thinking about my trip at all. I've been just thinking about all the stuff happening now. All the stuff I've been feeling now. All this stuff. Just been thinking just so much about that. I feel like I had, like, no time to really think about the trip, or even anything I necessarily want to do on the trip. I mainly just wanted to see my family. That's all. Maybe a friend or two, but not too important. I'm trying to think of something else that was very important. Yeah. Hey, you just remembered. So I was just talking with my sensei right now. I was just remembering one of the last times she was over my place, and before we really went to each other's place. I was remembering that moment I looked into her eyes, and that when I looked in her eyes, I started to feel uncomfortable. I started to not feel well, and I think that was the catalyst that started to push me away, and I didn't really know why. And now when I look back, I feel I was looking back at myself, maybe myself as a kid or something. When I was a young kid, I don't know. I felt like in a way my life was my mother, and didn't feel right for my self-esteem. I looked in her eyes and I saw my scared, inadequate, just not learning to really love or appreciate themselves, me, when I was younger. I think I saw that in her in those moments, and I think it made me feel very uncomfortable. I think that's what got me to become more distant, more than anything. After that day, we still talked to each other, but we didn't really go to each other's places. Or it became harder for me to go to her place. And then it just felt like a bunch of stuff just preventing us from going. I wanted to see her, and then all of a sudden something came up, and then all these things. One day my leg was in pain randomly. It was very strange. Just prevented me from not going. There's a bunch of these moments where we wanted to see each other, and then just felt like just a bunch of weird stuff just kept happening to prevent us. I remember one of the last days, it was I'm trying to move, and I wanted to see her. When I got the keys from my new apartment, just radio silence from her. That one day she was free. She said she just wasn't good that day. She was an emotional mess that day. She couldn't see me. Just felt like a lot of just stuff like that kept happening with us ever since that moment. Felt like almost the universe was working against us. That's what it feels like when I look back at it. The universe was actually separating us. And then even I admit too, during that separation, I don't know. I felt like I was searching for something else also. Something just didn't feel right. I felt like I pushed myself away, and then yes, I started to feel like this isn't right or something. And I feel uncomfortable, and I don't really know why. And of course, yes, I felt uncomfortable with the fact that I really wanted us to be closer. And I felt like every time I tried to do it, something just came up and she just didn't feel right or something. But yeah, it really sucks when looking back at it. I really did feel like the universe was against us and really having good quality time with each other. And of course, I still loved her. And then now I love her more than ever. More than I ever had in my life. For anyone, really. More love than I had for her than I have for my ex-wife, which I was married for 10 years for. I have more love for this woman I spent 5 months with than at any time I've ever loved my wife. But I guess it makes sense after the whole ego death awakening process. It's only that time when you really learn to unconditionally love what actual real love is. I didn't really know what real love was. Now, of course, I understand what real unconditional love is. It was not till this whole awakening process, though, and losing her, I was able to really learn what real love actually is. But yeah, it sounds very somber, very sad, but I am feeling pretty good, all things considered. And the strangest feeling, too, I had all those intense emotions yesterday for her. Even like begging God just for me to want her with me. And then today it's like I love her more than ever, but at the same time I feel the most detached I've ever been before either. So imagine just intense love for somebody, and at the same time not complete detachment. I don't think I'm completely detached yet, but the most detachment I've ever had before. And it's very strange. Very, very strange to have that. Even more detachment in that period of that brief period of time when I had like really anger or hate for her. It's like now it's like even more detachment from then, which is very strange to think about. This is such an interesting concept, to love somebody so deeply and detach at the same time. But I guess that is real unconditional love. Someone that really told me to, a very young person told me to, of what is real love. That you can love somebody without being there. It's very true. It's real love. The love of me wanting her is what I call selfish love. It's not real love. But yeah, I guess that's all I wanted to say for now. I want to say everything I've been going through, all that stuff. But yeah, I've been feeling good, regardless of all the somber stuff I've been saying. It's been good. It's been a good day in general. hasn't been that heavy. Yeah. Looking forward to what every day brings me, I guess. Every day feels like a new journey or something lately. And I'm still waiting for a day when it's like nothing, and it never is nothing, which is weird. I'm just trying to accept the process, accept everything to happen as it is, but yet stuff keeps happening every day. I feel like there's a new revelation, a new moment, a new thing to think, a new thing to feel. Just all this stuff too. All this stuff to, I don't know, ponder. I guess ponder's the wrong word. Feel. Feel is like the biggest word. But yeah. Well, good talking to everyone, and I guess that's it for now.